Hi guys, and welcome to Motorsport and Dream Cars. Now, Yamaha are renowned for two things. One is musical instruments and two is bikes. Now, as I know nothing about musical instruments, and more importantly, this is a motorsport channel, I'm going to go for the second option. I want to pose a relatively simple question, although it may be rather controversial. Is the new Yamaha R6 the best 600cc sports bike you can buy for racing? I have one just behind me here, and in order to answer this question, I thought who better to ask than someone who races one of these professionally. I've teamed up with a young and up and coming star, Ryan Vickers. He races in the Superstock 600 series. I'm here at Brands Hatch for the final round of the championship. So we're going to talk to Ryan and find out what it is really like to race one of these bikes and follow his progression over the weekend. He's currently being mentored by an ex-Grand Prix winner, Alan Carter, and he can probably give a good insight into this as well. So hopefully by the end of this video, I'm sure some of you will think another manufacturer, another bike is better, but at the moment, is the R6 the best bike? Put your comments down below if you agree, disagree, and if not, which bike you think, deserves that top title. This should be an absolutely fascinating weekend, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm here with Ryan Vickers for the final round of the BSB Championship. So Ryan, can you tell me about what the plan for the weekend is, or what the format is?
Coming to the weekend, we always try and aim to get in the top 10 for FP1. Obviously today was a little bit different. We was 23rd, but it was a wet practice where it was drying conditions, and we decided to go for dries. We thought it'd dry, but unfortunately it didn't dry, so we was on dry tyres on a wet track, and we just went round and put your head back in the game, ready for the weekend. Really, it was a bit of a write-off session, so from then we just put all our focus into FP2, and FP2 I ended up third, second for a lot of the way. Felt really comfortable on the bike. Feel like I've got a lot more in the bag for qualifying tomorrow. Hopefully we can be on the front row.
Can you tell me what bike you're riding?
The 2017 Yamaha R6. One of few on the grids because they came out sort of midway through the season. So yeah, we decided to make a change to the new bike as it's got some advantages. And like the quick shifter and the better aerodynamics and the aluminium tank for making it easier to flick through like direction changes. So yeah, that was our weapon of choice for this half of the season, and getting on for it really well. It's been good.
So in terms of this track, what would you say the challenges that you face are, particularly about the Grand Prix Circuit?
It's just very technical. There's a lot of undulations and few like late apex corners where it's deceiving, where you can go in a little bit too early, and it's you've got to have your wits about you on the track. It's very fast in places but then slow in others. So yeah, it's a pretty good all-rounder, and I think it sorts the men out from the boys really.
Saturday today, going into qualifying, how are you feeling?
Yeah, we had a solid day yesterday practicing, finished off third, so feeling good to go into a qualifying session. Hopefully we can get on the front row and yeah, set us in good stead for the race.
Yeah, the weather's obviously looking a bit better than it does yesterday, I suppose. Does that give you a bit more confidence in the bike?
Yeah, just with everything really. Track temperature will be higher, so slightly more grip, so we can put in a good qualifying time, and yeah, hopefully we get a good result. Any
particular tactics?
I prefer sort of go out there first with the front guys. We do normally 3-4 laps, come in, we'll change the tyre, we'll put a new rear tyre on, and then we'll go out and try get our best lap.
Yeah, well that's good. So what we'll do, I'm going to let you, I know you've got to get ready now and head on out over to the onto the track, and we'll watch you, see how you get on, and then we'll have a chat after qualifying and hopefully see you on the front of the grid. After practice 1 and 2 yesterday, it's time for qualifying. Ryan has got his leathers on and has headed over to the pit lane. I'm actually going to head on over to the back of the circuit and see how he gets on.
Yeah, we ended up 4th. I was hoping for a bit better, but we'll take that position. I was 3rd for a majority of the session. Come down to 2nd from last lap, I think, and another rider pipped me by about 1,000th of a second. So there's nothing in it, but yeah, we're 0.2 off of pole, so a little bit of work to do, but we can find it, and we're in a good position for the race. And I feel like I'm running that pace throughout the race for the 14 laps, so hopefully we'll give them a good run for their money in the race, and yeah, get on the podium.
Yeah, that's great. So you're in a good position, obviously 2nd, right? How's the bike feeling?
Yeah, the bike was really good. We're working with Olins, and they've got the bike set up really well, and a few tweaks for the race, just to make it feel a little bit better, and hopefully we can improve on that lap time and dip into the 29s.
Ryan has qualified in 4th place and is on the 2nd row of the grid just behind the pole sitter. We're going to head on over to the inner paddock and see whether Ryan can convert this 4th into his maiden win of the season. What happened basically in the race?
Well, obviously starting from P4 on the grid. I knew I had to get a good start. I was in 4th for the first lap. I was sort of just getting an idea of the pace and seeing where everyone was and picking out the strengths and weaknesses, and then started to make a move. I got past Tom Neve. Then I started catching Dan Stamper and Brad Jones at the front. I managed to catch Stamper enough to make a move on him. He then came back past me, but on the same lap I got back past him, and then I caught Brad Jones, and coming onto the final lap I overtook Brad into clearways, and from then on I led the last lap and managed to get my first ever win. What was that like? What were the feelings, you know, when you saw, you know, stepped off your bike, his family, everyone around you? What, you know, what were your initial feelings? Yeah, it's just a very emotional time. It's amazing. It's what we've all worked for all season long, and the hard work that goes in from the sponsors, Alan, my mum, my dad, everybody, and myself. It's just what we all work for, and to get it on the last round in my first season, it's been amazing. It's been a really good journey, and it's something I'll remember forever.
Yeah, so I'm here with Alan, who's Ryan's coach. Alan, can you tell me a little bit about your background?
Yeah, my father was a racer and a big sponsor in British Championship bike racing, and then he sponsored my brother, and then myself. I became one of England's top racers in the early to late 80s, doing everything from England to the MotoGP and racing in the AMA in America. So, you know, I've been in the industry a long time, and had a lot of success. Won a Grand Prix, won Daytona, won the Northwest 200, and generally just love the sport.
That's the important thing, you know. So what's your main role, you know, with Ryan? What do you do each weekend?
Well, we work together, and I try and help Ryan with the mental side of things and the coaching, and just keep an eye on him and making sure that he's nice and grounded and he's focused. And you know, I watch every practice. I watch the Superbikes, the Supersport, the Stock 1000s, the 600s, and I try and dissect and pick people's weaknesses, and basically try and give Ryan as much ammunition to make him a better rider. You know, I don't tell him how to ride a bike. He's a fabulous young kid who's hopefully going to be the next big thing in England.
Question, as you know, I asked at the beginning of the video was, is this the best 600cc super sports bike you can buy? Obviously winning and getting pole. So what's the bike like out on the track?
Absolutely awesome. I mean, I know it's the 2017 new improved R6. It's not a massive amount of difference, but it's just the sort of the fine tuning of racing that I think it has the edge on, like with the new aerodynamics and the quick shifter and the better seating position, the better front forks and discs and stuff, and they've just really fine tuned it. It's not a huge difference, but it's just a subtle but good difference to the bike. It's I think it's a great bike, and they seem to be at the front majority of the races throughout the season, so it's obviously proved itself to be a very good bike.
Yeah, that's the important thing. So people might be wondering why we're wearing these funny bobbly hats. See them a lot around, you know. Can you say what's that about?
Well, in the beginning of the year, there was a great guy called Dean Ellison, and Dean and Susie owned the company called the Big Bobble Hats, and we needed a lot of help in the beginning of 2018, and between Paul, Ryan and myself, we managed to pull together help from a couple of teams. One of them basically was Dean, and when we needed different things about suspension and gearings and things where we had no knowledge, no experience, these guys, people like Dean Ellison and Derek Rhodes, Marcus, and a few of the people who were in the paddock have really helped us.
So that's, you know, everything really. I think we've answered the question about the bike. Fantastic. And I hope everyone out there has also enjoyed the video. It's answered it, and you've seen a bit more of behind the scenes what happens. So now really, you know, watch the video if you enjoy it, share it, tell your friends about it, click on the thumbs up. You know, in terms of the bike, do you agree with it? Put your comments just down there somewhere, and click on the subscribe button, because hopefully we'll be working with Ryan next year. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Brilliant.